Greetings. This is Ben Greenswy, co-founder, co-CEO of Momentum, and co-host of the second annual Retail and Consumer Goods Executive Summit, presented by the Wharton School's Knowledge at Wharton and J.H. Baker Retailing Center, taking place April 27th to the 28th at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, New York. And I am very excited to welcome today Andres Siefken, the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Damon Worldwide, who will be one of our featured presenters at the summit. Greetings, Andres. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Ben, and I'm doing well, and thank you for your time. I'm very excited to be able to talk to you today.
Excellent. You certainly have a remarkably distinguished career, and certainly Damon Worldwide's expertise is extraordinarily well known throughout the industry, and you will be speaking on a very exciting subject at the summit, a session that we've called "Are You Not Entertained? Responding to Customer Behavior Through Amusement, Distraction, and Emotional Investment with Retail Entertainment." And certainly we are very excited to share with our audience hopefully a little bit of entertainment today. Let's kick it off and really talk about what I think could be at the core of understanding this concept of the relationship between the customer and a brand. You have a lot of experience in this area. Can you share what the impact is, or what impact can an in-store experience really have on customer loyalty?
Yeah, thank you, Ben, for the question. In-store experience is critical these days, and especially with the increased competition from e-commerce coming to the U.S. and actually globally. The first thing that I will actually mention is that we need to really understand what the in-store retailers have in their possession to be able to drive a loyalty different from an e-commerce platform. The first thing will be the merchandise itself. Again, retailers have things that are real, that are tangible. For example, if you're looking about clothes, you can actually see the color, the quality of the material. You can try it on. If you are thinking about food or perishables, then the feel, the smell, you can actually judge the quality or the ripeness firsthand has been regarded as making online shopping impossible. While selling online has made inroads, this is still a sizable obstacle. And one of the key things when you look at stores is how retailers actually think about creating a unique shopping experience and attracting customers by differentiating themselves from others, and especially from online, really amplifying the message on the merchandise itself, and also how they create an atmosphere for people to enjoy, and that, for example, could actually make the five senses tickle or joy. And one of the other key things that I see is, there is an opportunity for retailers also to leverage equity from other stores. For example, you see retailers that have a beverage bar, or they have a Starbucks outpost, which is also something that is very impossible online. One other area that is very difficult for e-commerce that also can help drive loyalty is the local factor that an in-store or a retail or brick and mortar has. They are in contact with their communities. There is a reason for customers to feel loyal even to a regional or national retailer, considering the local approach that vast majority of them have, which is very, very difficult from an online retailer to actually execute. I think bottom line, all of these factors make the experience of shopping in store more engaging, so that it remains the primary starter and builder of customer loyalty.
You know, you mentioned some very interesting points, and throughout your experience, you have worked and managed some very well-known international brands, of course, P&G, Anheuser-Busch, InBev, just to name a couple of them. You've seen a lot from a whole bunch of perspectives. In your opinion, do you have any examples of retailers that are successfully differentiating themselves with in-store experience or loyalty? Because everyone talks about it, but who have you seen personally as a customer, perhaps? Who's really successfully differentiating themselves and why?
Yeah, the differentiation these days is it's becoming more and more difficult. I will maybe I will mention the Williams-Sonoma, Costco, Trader Joe's, and for those of you listening, again, pay a lot of attention on how retail is getting microsized and how many new small formats are appearing that actually address very specific needs, like a Sprouts or ethnic formats as well. If I give you more detail, for example, like a Williams-Sonoma, I'm a big fan of what they have been doing, and they began with a single store and a gourmet customer-focused selling proposition, and then they continue adding stores, while they also become a hugely successful catalog retailer, then transforming into an e-commerce and a global retailer. Also expanding Williams-Sonoma from a kitchen to a home concept, while adding other brands that like Pottery Barn or Elm Street, which I find it very, very unique in really driving a whole concept and loyalty. With each stage, the company kept what was working while learning how to acquire customers, which is critical, in new ways and engage them across multiple channels, again, thinking about omni-channel experience and how do you actually drive customer loyalty. While you look at the catalog and e-commerce channel generate more profit, I doubt Williams-Sonoma will stop building stores, which is a great story. In terms of, for example, like a Costco, one of my favorite retailers around the world, and they are like no other warehouse club in the way they actually manage it. Then you look at it at a retailer that, yes, they sell a lot of things under one roof, and you can find food and non-food, and it feels like a curated experience. And when I say that, well, I look at the buyers really making an amazing job in curating the assortment and keeping it very, very small in the store, and also providing a treasure hunt that keeps you coming back. With that is, you know what, I'm totally sure that I'm going to go to a Costco and I'm going to find things today that most likely if I come a week from today, they're not going to be there. So that keeps me really real interest in going back. One other thing is Costco.com. Well, they have managed to actually amplify the offering at Costco.com, and most recently also entering new markets like China with Alibaba, not even having a store. So they're actually expanding in the offering. I think bottom line for Costco, the loyalty or this strategy is actually paying off. You look at when you go to the store, and they also have a full in-store experience, providing people with a lot of products that they can sample, great prices, and then when you look at their report, the quarterly report, just a couple of weeks ago they reported, and sales increased, but most importantly, they added 500,000 member households, new member households, which is pretty interesting considering how many years they have been in market. The last one, just to keep it brief, that I want to touch on is Trader Joe's. Very similar to Costco, they manage a limited assortment, and similar to Costco, they also have an amazing store brand. Costco has Kirkland Signature, which actually their products are many times even better than the national brand. And Trader Joe's, what they do is they also have this limited assortment. They have a catalog, or actually an in-store experience that feels dated, but amazingly still works. And why? Because it's a hybrid of store and discounter, and it's highly based on store brands. You can always expect the great quality, great prices, but at the same time, the same thing about treasure hunting. And yeah, that will be some examples of good retailers actually driving loyalty in the marketplace today.
You know, you mentioned a really great point, treasure hunting. You can almost close your eyes and envision going down those big aisles, and you never know what you'll see when you turn that corner. How do you create as close to an impactful experience similar to that online as you do in store? Obviously, with the way e-commerce continues to grow, you have to really create this level of engagement and entertainment in the digital world. So how do you best go about creating an impactful experience online?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and I talk about curation and product curation when I was talking about Costco and Trader Joe's, and while there is a lot of talk about online retailers in terms of curation and assortment development, I will actually look at it from a different perspective. For me, e-commerce is about selling and not about just having a lot of products as a catalog or maybe as a museum. And the reality here is that online retailers need to focus on just a couple of things. One is they need to be themselves. Again, really finding what they really are and promoting that. Then maybe the key one is ease of shopping. And yes, they can have a lot of items, but the reality is how easy it is to shop at that specific website or retailer will actually really determine their success. And again, I saw a study that shows that 57% of online shoppers will just bail out of the site if the pages don't load in 3 seconds or less. Just imagine how difficult it is actually to sell if in 3 seconds or less you don't get the page to load. Imagine if you are an in-store retailer and you have your customer and if you don't provide a good experience in 3 seconds or less, they were going to walk out of your store. And the last thing is customer participation, especially with millennials. Online retailers need to really think about how they help or let their customers participate. One could be about customization, but the other thing that I also mentioned before is about the local aspect of a retailer. They want to be engaged, and if online retailers can figure out a way to allow customers to feel unique and that the retailer cares about who they are, and not only about their needs, but also who they are and how they impact, for example, the community, or how they actually they are part of their lives, that will be a big success.
It's interesting you mentioned all those facets, because you look at the Burberry flagship store as one of the models of customer experience, and you look at how they've created such an online experience and a live experience, and then you think about how much investment was required to create both. It probably makes some executives who are listening to this wonder if the cost is worth the return. In your opinion, does experience need to come at a premium, or do you think there are better or more cost-effective ways to achieve engagement with your customers?
I think that there are cost-effective ways of doing it, and again, we have worked, and I personally have worked with either from a branded side when I was managing brands, or from the retail side, working a lot of programs that are very cost-effective, that can help do that, and for example, connecting with local communities, or again, making sure that people really understand what the products are about and who you are as a retailer. But I think I personally like the flagship store approach, and the reason why is that the reality is the flagship store is a lab, and is the place where you can experiment, and then from there take your learnings to other stores that you have, or you can take it online. Again, I will look at it more as a prototype. Yes, it costs some money, but if it is done well, it's something that can really help. You can see, for example, companies like a Walgreens that they do a lot of things around flagship business. They acquired Dwayne Reed, and Dwayne Reed actually really helped them to actually was more of a flagship retail that they acquire, and then from there actually leverage all their learnings to go and and open new flagship stores in New York. They have one in Chicago. I saw one in Puerto Rico. They have now one back in the Empire State Building in New York as well. But again, experimenting is critical, especially if you are a brick and mortar. You need to find a way to entice and be more than relevant to your customer, and the shopping experience is going to be the critical thing. And if you don't experiment, it's going to be very difficult to get to the right formula.
I appreciate that, Andres. And so in wrapping up this extraordinarily fascinating conversation, I want to leave with one final question to you. We've talked a lot about distraction and entertainment. It almost comes across a bit nefarious, but clearly this is about developing a relationship with a customer. What, in your opinion, if you could identify, something beyond distraction entertainment that can create an enduring sense of customer loyalty, something that for all intents and purposes, will not fade away, what do you think that could be?
Good question. I will approach this question let me think about this in more of a four-step approach. Again, if I'm advising a CEO of a retail chain, what I will tell that person will be, first let's go back to strategy and really determine what makes you different, and just keep going in that direction. Again, what is your unique value proposition as a retailer? How are you driving innovation as a company? And how are you actually creating a shopping experience that is not just relevant for the customer, but you mentioned it about the entertainment, again, really entertains and adds value to them. The second thing that I will tell them will be, you need to make everything simpler and simplify the shopping experience, simplify the offering, simplify the way people shop, the way people find, the way people connect items inside the store. For example, if we're talking about wellness, simplify the way people find the connection between fitness items and the food, and make the connection. People don't shop anymore just vertical. They shop more holistic. Third area is relook at your loyalty programs. Some of them are fading away, but then if done smartly and connecting them also with online, can actually be something very, very interesting. And the last thing is the concept of omnichannel, and not many retailers are doing omnichannel in an efficient way, and so really have the same message across any platform that you are using, and deliver a true omnichannel experience. Because at the end of the day, retail is very fractioned, and you need to capture your customer with a really good shopping experience, great prices, and in a very simple way to buy.
Wonderful, Andres. Well, certainly this is just a mere taste of the phenomenal experience that attendees will gain by listening to you and our other distinguished presenters at Knowledge at Wharton's second annual Retail and Consumer Goods Executive Summit, taking place April 27th to the 28th at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This has been Greenswag. I've been speaking with Andres Siefken, the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Damon Worldwide. Andres, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait to hear more in just a few short weeks.
Thank you, Ben, and hope to see everyone at the summit. Thank you so much.